Hello everybody, today we're going to be using SAP for the first time and we're going to do the sales order process. So to begin on that, we are going to log into SAP. And then once we get to this point, let's minimize this or maximize you could say. We're going to double click on snack over here. As you can see, double click. Your client is going to be 408. So your user should be in a Excel spreadsheet. If not, you have your own user that you're aware of, but this is mine. And then you're going to type in your password. And then you're going to click enter in the password box. Now it says, welcome to Snack. It's going to show this, and it shows that mine will expire at this time. So we're going to click continue. So first, to create an inquiry is a non-binding price quotation to a customer that tells them the price of a specific quantity of your product. We will create an inquiry for West Hills Athletic Club. To do this, we're going to follow the menu path. So the menu path is first going to be logistics. So we're going to click on this little arrow over here, and it brought down all these files. Then we're going to click on sales and distribution, then sales, and then inquiry. And then we're going to double click on create. And then in the instruction, they have displayed all the information. We're going to enter IN for the inquiry type. So capital IN. The sales organization. So if you see two hashtags, that means you're going to put in your last two digits of your FS. So as you saw, mine was earlier was 06, and I'm gonna put FS, but yours is gonna be a different number, so do not copy me. And then you're gonna do your distribution channel as DI, and then for your division, it's gonna be SB. And then reading upon the steps, everything looks good. Enter the information shown above. We did that now. And then you're gonna click continue, which was located at the bottom right. So now that we're at the create inquiry overview, the first thing we're gonna do, you're gonna enter in your last two digits of your FS, and then D100. So mine is 06, D100 for sold to party, which we have right here. And then we're gonna enter WH1 with your last two digits. So WH106 for me. And that goes to the customer reference field. And then we're going to click on the valid from field to display the search icon. So we're going to click on that once. Then you're going to see this little square box. Click on it once. Today's the 3rd, so that looks right. We're going to continue with that check mark. And then the next thing, it says, minimize this a bit. The next up is today's day is highlighted. Double click. Did that. So when you're done, the order screen should look like the following. Okay, so one thing we didn't do yet, we're supposed to do the valid too. So you're gonna click on this, and in this part, I would just suggest going a week ahead. So we're gonna do the 10th. And then all the information looks correct so far. And then we're gonna click on the material. And then once we get to the material box, it wants us to enter your last two digits with your F100. So let's get to enter my data real quick. Then enter. And then you see how it auto-filled all these information parts. Then once we get to that point, it says we want to add 5 for the order quantity, so click on it once. Then we're going to click enter. So that looks correct for this part. Notice that SAP has called up information about the sold party and material from the database. Select the first line, then click on the item conditions icon. So they want us to click this little check mark box over here, and then we're going to look for the item condition box. So it's located right here. So remember, the icon looks like $2 signs or dollar bills, you can say. And then the next step, note the discount, then click back on the icon so you understand the discounts. Because the standard price for 5 cases is $1,200, and West Hills Athletic Club receives a 5% discount for any line item over 1,000, and a 10% discount for any line over 1,500. This inquiry includes a discount of $60, which we can see right here. And then we're going to click on the back icon to return to the Create Inquiry Overview screen. So right here is where you're going to click your back if you ever want to go back into something. So that's all we had to do. And then the next step, we're going to select the first line and then click on the display availability icon. So we're going to click on this little box again. And this is the display availability. So remember that this icon is this. Click it once. And then we're going to select the line again. I already read that part. So this screen shows that number of cases that are currently available to sell and where they are located. Storage location 300. So it's right here. We have it, displayed. Yours is not gonna look exactly like mine because mine is I've completed this before, so don't be worried if you see my extra boxes. It means nothing as long as you see your stock and your the location with the 300 with the 2 charts, then you're all good. Not these first 2, but the first one and the third one basically is what you're looking for. And then after you complete that, we're going to click on the back one time, and then it says save the inquiry, so we're going to click on save. And once that's saved, it wants us to click back again to return to the SAP Easy Access screen. And we're going to have to click it one more time. This is called the SAP Easy Access screen, so always remember that. Then we're going to click on this SAP menu to drop down all these files. It's not going to mess with your data as long as you save with it. All it does is reset this. As you see, it just did that. So the create a sales order from inquiry. If the customer wants to place an order after receiving the inquiry, we can create a sales order from the inquiry so that we don't have to re-enter the basic data and potentially make a mistake in doing so. To create a sales order from inquiry, follow the menu path. So it says click on logistics, sales and distribution, sales, order, and then we're going to double click on create. And then it's going to bring up this following screen. So on this screen, you're going to enter OR, and then you're going to enter your last 2 digits and your FS, and then your distribution channel, and then division. I have all the data already entered, so you just fill it in yourself. And then after you do that, we are going to create a reference. So because the more section doesn't show it up, where you're actually going to click on this bottom right, and it says create with reference. So we're going to click that once, and then it should pop up the same thing as this. So it wants us to click on the inquiry tab, which I did now. And then we're going to click on the search icon. So click on this. This is the next step. So we're going to go to sales documents by customer. So to find that, click on these little arrows. This is what's going to show at first, but you're going to click this once and it's going to show up right here. And then you are going to enter the data that it's telling you to do. So we put SP and then, my last two digits and then FS. And then make sure your transaction group is 1. And then, the next step is to do, let's see. So the sales organization, click on the enter icon. It should appear. So the next step, we're going to click on start search. And once we do that, these are the 3 I've done before. So ignore those 3. This is the one I'm doing, but you should only have one yourself since this is your first time doing it. Okay, so we're gonna double click on this. And then that's my inquiry number. Then we're gonna click copy. And then it's gonna take us back to this menu. And we're supposed to add the reference, so WHP 125.06 for me. And then we're going to click the save icon, like I mentioned, after you enter that. Now this whole thing is resetted. Just right in this next step. Let's see. Anything wrong? I already did this, that's why I'm a little confused. Okay, now we're good. So we're gonna click on this top left, back again, back again. Now we're in the SAP Easy Access screen again. Click this button, get all these menus drop down. So we're gonna go to logistics, sales and distribution, shipping and transportation, outbound delivery, create, single document, and then with reference to sales order. So double click on that. Then the next thing it wants us to enter our shipping point from 806 SP. Then you're gonna have a unique order number, so just know your order is gonna be completely different than mine. So don't think you did anything wrong as long as you've been following along, and that's all. So the next steps, we are going to continue. Then once we get to this screen, it says save the icon to create the delivery. And just double check if all this information looks right, and it does. So we're just gonna click save once. And then we're gonna go back to the easy access screen, click the drop down. To see the current, for the stock requirement list, to see the current inventory position for our snack bars, we can use the stock requirements list. The stock requirements list shows the current inventory level and any outstanding sales order, as well as any planned production orders. The stock requirements list is very handy. Sorry, my headset died. Okay. And it is usually a good idea to keep a session open so that you can easily view the stock requirement list without having to leave a session. So first we need to create another session for the stock requirement list. To do this, follow the pull down menu path. So systems and then new GUI window. But since these instructions are a bit outdated, all we have to do in this scenario, we are going to click systems and then we're going to click new GUI window. And then once we have another tab, so remember you're going to have two tabs, and this is the new GUI. We are going to next go to logistics, go to production, MRP, evaluations, and then the stock and requirement list. So double click on that. And then we are going to enter the last two with F100 again. So let's enter that data. And then we are going to add for plant. Okay, so for plant, we're going to do 06 and then PT. And then once we enter that, we are going to click continue. And it says note the current level of on-hand material and your delivery, and then we're going to double click on the delivery line. So my numbers are going to look different from everybody's. So what I'm going to do, as you see, these are the old ones I had for the delivery. I'm actually going to click on this one for me because that's the date 02/03/2026. So make sure it's aligned for what date you put it as. And then, like I said, we're going to double click delivery. It's right here. And then you should see enough material on hand to complete your order. Your delivery should be listed. You may also see deliveries from other students. You can see more details about the delivery by double clicking on the line with your delivery. And then when you do, you will get the follow. Yeah, we already got to the steps, so we're on this following pop-up window. And then we are going to click this glasses, which is the display element. So once you click on that, it's going to show the same page. So everything looks right. So from this delivery, we can see the documents that resulted in this delivery. In SAP, the document flow links all the documents related to a particular sales order. And then the document flow can be accessed by following the pull down menu path. So to get to that screen, we have to actually go to environment up here and not more, because as you see, more doesn't have document flow. So click on environment and then we're going to click on document flow. And then once we get to the screen, the document flow shows the trail of documents for the sales cycle. So we're able to see the status, the time, when did we create this, and the order number. So for West Hill's order, the cycle started with an inquiry which was used to create a sales order. The processing status of the inquiry and the standard order are shown as completed. The outbound delivery, which encompasses the pick, pack, and ship task, is shown as open. From the document flow, you can display any of the documents shown. For example, right mouse click, on the inquiry to call up the following pop-up menu. So it looks like we are going to select the first one. Yeah, so in this next step, it says we are going to click on the inquiry line. So we are going to right click once on it, and then we are going to display document icon. So it's located right here. Click it once, and once we do that, just double check. It says the ability to link any document in the sales process via the document flow is a powerful tool. If a customer calls with a question regarding their sales order, the customer service representative can quickly find any document related to the sales order once they have found one document. So we are going to click the back icon repeatedly to return to the stock requirement list. So remember, we're going to click this once, and as you see, we're in document flow, so this is not where we want to be. We're going to click it again, and then we're also going to click it one more time, and then now we are back into stock requirements list. So when we're on this page, for number 4, picking the order. With the delivery created, the order can be picked, packed, and shipped. The SAP ERP system has many capabilities to schedule these processes. However, we will not consider those in this exercise. In a highly automated warehouse, the picking of the order may be recorded in the SAP system using barcode scanning. For our exercise, we will manually enter the quantity picked. To do this, we are going to switch to the other session and follow the menu path. So keep this up. Do not back out. We need to leave this open, it says. So we are going to minimize this, and now we're back to this screen for the other tab that I said, we needed to leave open. So we're going to go to logistics, sales and distribution, shipping and transportation, outbound delivery. We're going to go to change, and then we're going to go to single document. And then it's going to bring up the following screen. This looks familiar, so we're all good on this. And I'm assuming we were supposed to click continue because he's on the next step. So click on continue. Your delivery number should be automatically entered. Then click on the enter key to bring up the following screen. So we already got to that point. We're on this page now. So we're going to go to picking, it looks like. And then it's going to show what we have to enter. So for S-lock, which is storage location, we're going to enter 300. And then for pick quantity, we're going to enter 5. So click it once, 300, enter. And then for pick quantity, it said 5. So click it once, 5, and then enter. This screen allows you to enter a different pick quantity than what was in the order in case the inventory in the warehouse does not match the inventory level shown in the system. Of course, the idea with an integrated information system like SAP is to have 100% accurate real-time inventory information. But mistakes in entering and recording inventory transactions do occur. So once we complete this step, we are basically going to click save. So click it once, and then we're going to minimize this now. And it says that we are going to switch to the other session. So remember that session I said do not close? That's what we're going back into, which is the stock requirements list. So we're going to minimize this. Click this once, and then look for the stock requirements list as you have below. And then it says we are going to click the refresh icon. So the refresh icon is always going to be located here. So we're going to click this once, and you saw how the data was updated. So that was a good sign that everything was working good. So the next step, five, post good issues. In the SAP logistics terminology, we receive goods into inventory and issue goods from inventory to production floor or to the customer. In the accounting world, we record business transaction by posting them to an account. Thus, when we post the goods, we record the change in stock level and financial position of the company as a result of sending the goods on their way. To post the goods issue, follow the menu path. Okay, so Okay, so the next step, we are going to minimize the stock requirement list again, and we're going to open up the change outbound delivery. And then once we're back onto this page, okay, so once you get to this page again, we are going to click post goods. Actually, hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, no, this is the same thing. Okay, we're gonna click on post goods issue, and then after that, there should be a message, but I never get them. And then we're going to go back to the other session again, to the stock requirements list, and then we're going to click the refresh button. The delivery is gone and the inventory level is reduced by 5 cases. So you just saw it disappear. So that means we successfully did this step properly. So posting the goods issue has removed the delivery from the stock requirement list and reduced the available inventory level by 5 cases. So we're gonna switch back to the other session again. So we're gonna minimize this and go back to this. And then you should be at change outbound delivery screen. If not, it's just showing you again how to get back to that screen. And then your delivery document number should be entered automatically, which is already here. And then we're gonna go back to document flow. So to do that, we gotta click continue, and then we have to click on environment, and then we have to click on document flow. And as you see, there's about 5 of these steps, and this looks exactly the same. And then compare this document flow to the previous status. So, yep, this is perfect. This also shows the status in progress, so we have it in progress. And then the outbound delivery status is now being processed, and the picking requests and goods issues are both completed. So we're going to click on the back icon until you're back at the SAP Easy screen, Access screen. So click it once, again, until we're back to this screen, and then we're going to click on the SAP menu. Then once you do that, for step 6, we're going to invoice the customer. Perhaps as important as delivering the customer's order on time and in good condition and is properly billed the customer for their purchase. If we don't invoice the customer, we aren't likely to be paid. Thus, it is important to be able to determine which customer still needs to be billed. We can use the billing due list to see all the customers that need to be invoiced. So to create the billing due list, follow the menu path. So we're going to go to logistics, sales and distribution, billing document, and then we're going to go to process billing due list. So double click on that. Then once you get to this page, we're going to enter today's date. Today's date will show up automatically into the field, or all to the to field. So yep, make sure this is auto-filled, but this part doesn't have to. And then enter a date week in the past. Okay, so it wants us to enter I guess we're gonna enter the 27th of February instead. Oh, we can't. Okay, that was confusing. I guess you don't do that. Maybe a day before, is that what they meant? I'll try to do that. So we'll just do a day before, just to make sure it matches up. And then we're gonna actually we're gonna enter your 2 last numbers and then FS for sales organization. Then we're gonna check both order related and delivery related checkboxes. So let's first do the sales organization. So it's located over here for me, 06, and then FS, and then enter. And then we're going to make sure the order related and delivery related boxes are checked. And then once you do that, it says you're going to click on the display billing list. So we're going to click on the list. And then it's going to say, make sure the line is selected and then click on collective billing documents. So this is selected, and then it wants us to click on collective billing document. So click that once. It won't appear that much has happened. Okay, so some changes did happen. But an invoice will be created. And then to confirm this, we're gonna use the back icon again to return to the easy access screen. So we're gonna click this once, and then again, and then we're gonna click on the SAP menu. And then we're gonna follow the menu path. So logistics, sales and distribution, shipping and transportation, outbound delivery, and then display. So double click on that. And then once we're back on this, your delivery document number should be entered automatically, which it is. And then we're gonna go back to document flow. So now that the environment is shown over here, we can click that once and go to document flow. And then it says click on the journal entry line and then click on the display document icon. So you're gonna right click on the journal entry over here that's not cleared. As shown, it's selected, and then we're gonna click on display document. And then once we do that, it says notice that the status of the outbound delivery is now completed. That is because the creation of the invoice completes the outbound delivery process. Notice also that an accounting document has been created. And then it says we're going to click on the journal line, which we already did and displayed. Okay, so yeah, we already did this. Now we're on this screen. So notice that 3 accounts have been affected by this invoice: West Hills Athletic Club's account, the sales revenue account, and the sales discount account. So we see that shows both. And then we're going to click on the back icon until you return to the SAP Easy Access screen. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to back out completely. Click on SAP menu. And then for step 7, receive payment from the customer. Hopefully the invoice has prompted the customer to send in a payment for the snack bars they have received. To post a customer payment, we're going to follow the menu path. So we're going to go to accounting, financial accounting, account receivables, document entry, and then incoming payments. So double click on incoming payments. And then we're going to enter today's date for the document date. So click on this. Today's date is the 3rd. And then make sure that your FS is entered for the company code. So the company code is located right here. We're going to do 06FS, then enter. And then make sure that USD is entered for the currency rate. So all caps, USD, and then enter. And then we're gonna enter 100,000 for account under the blank data. So we enter 100,000. And then we're gonna enter 1,400 for the amount. 1,140. And then we're gonna enter your last 2 digits with D100 for account. Enter. Oh, I don't know why it took me to this screen. I guess you weren't supposed to press open items. Okay, we're good now. That's all we had to do. Sorry about that. So after you do that, you're gonna get the following screen. So this all looks familiar. We're good on that. We're gonna check that the amount is there. It's been assigned. So It has been assigned, so we don't have to do anything. If it doesn't show, just double click on this and it should show. Oh, actually double click on the USD gross if you don't see it. There we go. Yeah, okay. The SAP system may or may not automatically assign the payment to the account payable item. If not, double click on the USD gross amount and the system will assign the entire payment to the invoice. Your screen should look like the following if the amount is correctly assigned. Yep, pretty double checked. And then once you do that, we're going to click on the post to post a payment, and then we're going to click on the back icon to return to the SAP Easy Access screen. So we're going to click on post. You don't have to click post again, just click that once. And then we're going to go back all the way. Actually, hold on. Maybe I have to post again. Okay. Yeah, just exit. You should be good. Don't worry about that. Okay, so we're gonna click on the drop down menu thing, and then we're gonna go to logistics, sales and distribution, sales, order, and then double click on display. And then it should have your order number right here. It should be, automatically there. And then we're gonna go back to the environment and then display document flow. So click on environment, display document flow. And then once you do that, it shows that the sales order process is completed. And that's how you do this entire lab. And hope you guys understood and have a wonderful day. Take care.